All right, good afternoon, guys. My name is Sam. Today I want to talk about multisig, and I'll just go straight into it. This video will not be a tutorial on how to fix multisig on Ethereum or EOS, but the video will help explain some things I was talking about this morning. Then another video will be to talk about how to fix this different type of multi-signature. But first of all, what is a multi-signature? If you have a business, Mr. A and Mr. B, they have a blockchain business, and they create a blockchain account, but they need to have a form of shared account ownership. You see, so that before money is released, both parties will have to sign that transaction. So that process on a blockchain is called multi-signature. All right, so someone asked a question in the group, in Siban group, and said, what is the latest industry standard of building a multi-signature? So my response was, because of the statement that he said the latest industry standard. And I gave what I think is the latest industry standard, and he gave a smiley, and I know he didn't just quite get what I was saying. So I had to explain to him in private, but I'm doing this video just in case because I know someone else asked actually, and I thought, okay, I was going to do a video just in case others might want to learn. So here's what I'm trying to say. So this is a very good example of how to create a multisig on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's very perfect. I'm going to drop it in the description so you guys can check it out. But there is a flaw, or should I call it the flaw? No, there's an extra level of security that is missing in this kind of multi-signature. Now let me explain what that extra layer of security is. I'm sorry, my network is a little bit bad. That is why these pictures haven't loaded. So now let's go through the steps on how to create a multisig. So what happens here is enter the required attribute, which is the name, right? A name for you to identify the wallet, right? Then the type of confirmation you need. Some blockchains call this threshold, and daily limit, that is the amount you can withdraw. A limit which could be withdrawn without the need of required confirmation as configured in point 2. Now, I told you some blockchains called number 2 threshold, and we'll see that in a minute. So the owners, these are the owner addresses. Now mark this part. So let's just leave that. So this number 4 is what we're going to be focusing on. This is where the extra layer of security that I'm talking about. So owners, these are the owner addresses acting as a signatory for changes to the wallet. Notably, withdrawals, confirmation or threshold, daily limits, and ownership changes. This is where extra security needs to be added. All right, so now what do I mean by extra layer security? The video is getting too long, so I'm going to try to talk fast and skip some things so you don't get too long. So here's what I mean. Now every Ethereum blockchain account has a private key. So one account, one private key. So if you have a $1 billion company, right, and that $1 billion company has 2 admins that are controlling the finances, right? So these 2 guys, they need to confirm transaction. So what that means is, assuming they have equal right, 50-50. So if I should, maybe compromise the account of one of those admins, that means I automatically have 50% ownership of the funds or 50% access to the funds. And that is extremely dangerous. The only way that they can actually get their funds safe is if they immediately transfer the funds out of the account. But here's the interesting part. The latest industry standard that I want to explain that brings an extra layer of security to this point number 4. So let's go to the next tab. Now, you see this account. This is my account. I'm using my account as an example. So if you come down to this account, if you notice in the CBAN group, what I mentioned was key pairs. So if you click keys, now you will notice that this account is controlled by 2 keys. One is called the owner key and the other one is called the active key. This was what I was referring to in the CBAN group, and nobody understood what I was saying. I don't know if truly everybody didn't understand, or some maybe understood and decided to keep quiet. But the person I was explaining it to, I don't want to call his name for privacy's sake, didn't quite understand it initially until we had to talk privately. And I love him because he had this listening ears. All right, so I'm gonna be extremely fast. Now let me tell you what this means. Now for Ethereum, the one account, one private key, but in this case, one account, 2 private keys. That means the security feature for Multisig on this platform is double what we have on the other platform. Now here's another interesting part. So if I have a business partner and he has also 2 private keys securing his account, that means we have double extra layer of security. So if you should steal my active key, you can't withdraw you can't completely steal my funds because I have my owner key. So with this owner key is like the master key, and this one is like the general key, right? Now this one here and this one here is what is called threshold and what is referred to as required confirmations here, right? So that's what it means. Now let me give you a practical example of a multisig that I did. So this is Humane. Humane is actually a blockchain charity. So if you scroll down, if you check keys, now you notice something about the keys. Now in the owner, there are 4 parties, 4 signatories to the owner account, right? And each of these 4 signatories has a threshold of 1 each. That means these 3 guys can actually authorize the signature, because what is required to move to control this account is 3. So 1, 2, 3 can combine to control this account. 1, 2, 3 can combine to control this account. That is what it means. Now also there's an extra layer of security for the active key, right? So that is what I was trying to explain. Now remember, this alone, each of these accounts also has 2 extra layer of security. See this account. So for it to compromise Humane completely, you have to first of all, where is Humane? Okay, I have to go back, sorry. So back to the keys. So these guys, all of them, they also have double keys protecting them. So we've already seen this one. Let's check this other guy if he has different key pairs. That's what I was trying to explain in the morning in the group. Let's check this guy, the first guy there. So we go to keys. So as you can see, the owner key has this key protecting it, right? And then the active key has some extra layer of security. Now this extra layer of security, now each of them have two keys protecting it. That means before you hack the main account, which is your main, you have to go through all these guys, and all these guys have two keys, two key pairs protecting them, right? So let's see, and they have, this one has a threshold of 1, threshold of 2. So let's click this guy that has a threshold of 2 and see his accounts. So I don't know if you guys can now see the extra level of security. So this one has 2 accounts. So you need to get this account, then go back to these other people. It's loading. So the video is getting too long and I don't want to make it too long. So that was what I was trying to explain in the morning when I was referring to key pairs. I was not referring to addresses, and everybody in the group thought I was talking about addresses. So this guy now, this account, for you to hack this account right here, you first of all need to hack this account, and this account now is actually has its own multisig extra level security, which we've already seen. Let me see if I can open it. And then this one too. Now this guy's security and this guy's security, these two guys' security are almost equal. Because see this other guy, it's loading. Sorry, the network is a bit bad. So if you go to the keys, the key pair. Now this account now will also has some extra level of security. And look at that, means you have to hack these ones. So that means there are, okay, let's see this one. He just keeps looping. This one has 2. So if we go back to the main one, which is your main, now for you to hack your main completely, you will have to hack this one and then hack all of the key pairs that has been added to protect this one, and then you now come back and hack this one, hack all of the key pairs, the double key pairs. But on this platform, Ethereum, now all the accounts has just 1 keys, but here all the account has double keys. That was what I was trying to explain. So this owner account and this, right? So obviously it will be hard to hack this one, obviously. So meaning you can easily hack this one, right? So, and guess what? If this one is hacked, it can be changed. Let me show you a good example. Here's the beautiful thing. So remember I told you something about the active accounts, that the active accounts, if it gets hacked, can be changed. Now here's how. Now if my active account has been compromised, but the hacker cannot have full access to my account, all I need to do is get a new private key, come here, and then put in my password, which I'm going to put in real fast. So that's my password, right? So I can just put in another key and then click change permission, and that's it. That means I've changed my my active private key. Now remember what I explained about active private key. There are 2 keys here. There is the owner key and the active key. This active key can be changed. This key here is like the master key, and it has several levels of security. Now on Ethereum, these guys now we have just 1 private key, but here on this platform, this guy has 2 active keys, and those 2 active keys has active keys on them too. This one here, the same thing. This guy here, the same thing. This guy here is the same thing. So they have two extra layer of security. I know I'm trying to explain the same thing over and over again, but I do hope you get it. But if you don't, it's still fine.